Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Woodmere Estate Revival. I'm down at the house tonight collecting some tools for a project at our current house and wanted to go ahead and take a look around the property, see how everything's looking, see how everything's progressing. And it looks like our construction crews really made a lot of progress this week. Let me show you exactly what has been going on down here. So we're looking down the back of the house here. You can see where the old patio used to be. And looking down the back, you can see that we no longer have a huge trench all the way down the foundation wall there. They've gotten all that filled in. So when we were down here yesterday, actually it was day before yesterday, you could see where the downspout drains have been laid in. The foundation drains had already been covered up with gravel. And here you can see last little bit of a downspout drain running over this direction. So we went ahead, there's going to be an addition on the end of the house here, a 3-car garage, and that would interrupt the flow of any sort of water going this way. So we went ahead and ran everything along this end of the house. So walking down through here, you can see where we've got it all pretty well leveled up. And they wanted to leave it about 4 inches below where the bricks stopped. And the reason for that is that they wanted to have 4 inches of compacted gravel across this entire space, and then a 4-inch concrete slab across the back of the space. And so when we get the slab poured, it'll be level with the bottom of the last course of brick. And that's really the way it should be. You don't want your patio up above the level of the brick, because then there's always a chance, even if you keep everything sealed and watertight, that you could have some water penetrate the foundation, run through onto your framing members. Here you can see where they formed up, and we're going to pour a footer here, and this will be part of the new expanded back porch. So there'll be a footer poured here, and it'll go up, and there'll be a new peaked roof across here, and then it'll extend out past the corner of the house here on the other side. That's why there's not a footer poured here. Looking back this way, you can see that they've got almost all this filled in as well. Looks like they ran out of gravel, so they got to get a little bit more gravel to fill in on this side. And all the drains were carried around the side of the house here. You can see where there's a couple of downspout drains. They stubbed up for those. And all the downspout drains were tied together. The foundation drain was separate. Came over here, and they come into, there's a couple of junction boxes now under this soil. And then there's an 8-inch flex line that runs down the hill, down to the edge of the road. So now, that pretty much takes care of the outside of the house. Got the drainage taken care of, got the foundation exposed and waterproofed, and we now have the foundation drain below the level of the footer, so water will sheet off of the footer, run down into the drain. We'll catch any water before it ever gets to the house, remove any possibility that it can come across the top of the footer or under the footer. Now let's look inside the house, see what's been going on here. As we've shown you a couple times, all the framing members in this back entryway are gone. And all the framing members in the bathroom here are gone. They've been working in here, scraping up the last of the dirt and sucking out the last of the water. And you can see there's no more standing water here. The soil's wet. And it's going to be wet for a while. I mean, there was just so much water sitting in this space for so long. Everything was just saturated. But they've got some big fans running in here, and this is really going to get a lot of air moving across this space, get all the water up out of the soil, and get this place powdered dry so they can go ahead and begin to do their framing. And that's when this place is really going to start coming back together. Once you start seeing all the new framing, all the new structural members in here, see this wall taken out and have a beam installed across there, you're really going to start seeing the vision come to life. So that's all for tonight. I just wanted to give you guys a quick status update on the project. As you can see, things are moving along nicely outside. Just about done with all of our drainage, and things are really moving along inside too. They've got the crawl space almost completely cleaned out at this point. Almost all the standing water's gone except for in this back corner by the bathroom. and we got some high velocity fans in here really pushing a lot of air, and we've had some warm days, so that's really going to give us an opportunity to get this dirt dried out and get the last of the water out of here and provide a dry space for our contractors to get in and put the structural system back in place for the downstairs floor and support the new open concept between the dining room and the kitchen. So exciting stuff. Everything's coming along nicely. I'll be sure to get back down here tomorrow, give you guys an update on what they accomplished tomorrow. This weekend, it depends on what the weather does. If the weather's crappy, and there's a chance that we could have rain a lot on Saturday. If the weather's bad, we're going to work inside. We'll be upstairs taking down the last of the ceilings and get that stuff pulled down so we can go ahead and get the attic cleaned out. We're going to put up all new sheetrock upstairs in the ceiling, and we're going to insulate everything when we get done. The raccoons were living up there for quite some time, so I'm sure it's going to be super nasty. If the weather's nice, we're going to be in the swimming pool again. Not swimming and relaxing and enjoy ourselves, but actually sanding down all of the old paint so that we can come back in and get some epoxy paint on there. So either way you slice it, it's going to be a fun weekend, and we'll be sure to keep you guys apprised of all the action. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys again real soon.